Hey, busy business people. I am here today with another entrepreneur taking action, Tony Giannoudakis. Hopefully, I didn't murder that too badly.
You
He went
didn't.
from knowing what he wanted to do with his life to running a business in 4 months. So I'm going to figure out how he did it. Stay tuned. Hey, so to kick things off, like before you decided to make this leap into entrepreneurship, like what were you doing?
I mean, after I graduated from high school, I was personal trainer. I became personal trainer because I had a passion. I had a hobby since I was like 11, 12 years old, but working out. So I thought to myself that make my hobby, my daily job. Uh, so basically, I started this whole career, if you will, to personal training to help people and make impact to other people's lives. And it did not work out pretty well because I had a huge ignite since I was a little kid uh, to actually help people and make people chase their lives, chase their dreams, and all that kind of stuff. And throughout all this process, um, I thought that personal training was the one thing that would lead me to that door. I think that was the personal training was the key, actually. But when I graduated and I started working to a 9 to 5, I worked in a gym as a personal trainer. It was just as cold sailing. It was just numbers, no hit to help other people and take a deep dive in their problems, and all that kind of stuff. So it was a hard slap for me and for my life and for my beliefs. And I kind of stayed there like a year and a half, maybe 2 years almost. I don't remember. And yeah, um, it felt like a prison, to be honest. It felt like a prison. So yeah, through all, I quit my job and then I started to planning some things to start something on my own.
What do you think some of the biggest challenges were for you as you made that shift from, working inside the gym and
Mm,
working for someone else into running your own business? What were some of the biggest challenges that you faced, especially doing it so quickly?
yeah, I mean, one of my biggest challenges was that by the time that I quit my job and started planning what I'm going to do, because at that time I wasn't very sure to opening a business. I was pretty scared by doing this step to opening a business. A piece of paper came into my house at January 1st that changed my life. And to sum up some things, in Greece, uh, uh, joining the army is compelled. Means that if you not do it, you end up in jail. Yeah, this is how Greece works. So, after planning a few things and preparing some moves, some steps towards something new than personal training, it got through off. Everything got destroyed because I had to join the army and basically do my duty because there was no way around. So yeah, that threw me a lot off, to be honest, and it was a a lesson, if you will, more like a school. I've learned a lot of things in the army. It was a valley that I went through, and it basically taught me a lot and prepared me, forged me to to be the man that I am right now and to come closer to my dreams and opening a business and all that kind of stuff. It's basically when I've learned more about the discipline and the commitment that you need to have to create something and follow your dreams. So yeah, that one of my struggles was basically that because it was the first time in my life that I had the slap from personal training and getting another slap at the same time in like a month or so to do all that. And it was pretty hard, but I managed it and I'm here right now. So yeah, this is cool.
I know that happens a lot to entrepreneurs. Like we go through stuff. I mean, I've had my own business for over 15 years now. we have highs, we have lows, we have high highs and low lows. Like, I
Exactly.
know part of what you do is help motivate people. So like you kept having these low moments and it sounds like a lot of soul searching and things like that. What did you do to get through it? You know, I mean, like, what did you do to say like, okay, I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it was a big process uh, that I did after I ended my duty in army. Um, I went through a lot of process to find myself again because in that process, I found out that I've lost myself probably like 2 years ago when I started doing this job, this personal training thing, because that ignite that I had to make an impact on other people's lives had gone very distant from me because I kept doing the job for money and it was just a dead end. So one of the things that got me back in my place is to build a relationship of trust with myself again. And it was a painful process. It was a daily process that I need to do to find myself again and create that relationship again of what's going on in my life, what I'm going to do right now that I'm kind of free from all that kind of stuff. And yeah, basically this started at May or June 2021. I mean, like 3 to 4 months ago, where I started again planning from the beginning, from the scratch, to do something that I have no idea what to do with my life. And basically, with the right moves, with the commitment and the discipline, I created my very first business in 3 to 4 months.
I know that's something that you shared with me prior to this call and something like in all the videos and stuff that I watch that you've been putting out there, that commitment and discipline are two things that you say that people need to accomplish everything. So like, what did commitment and discipline look for you? Like in my mind, you know, I'm picturing my to-do list that I have to force myself to be committed to filling out every night because that's the only way it works for me. I have to fill it out at night so that when I sit down at this desk the next day, I'm like, this is what I'm doing. So in my mind, that's what I'm picturing for like commitment and discipline. What did it look like for you?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that you said, one of the most important things that you said is this list. It's how you build a relationship of trust with yourself. And spoiler alert is something that I'm teaching inside my offer. It's about creating a list of to do things. It's like when you decide to make a move and opening a business, it's like you're building a wall. It's like you're building a house. And it's not something that's gonna magically appear like that. So every day you need to show up, be committed to what you said the previous day that you're going to do. Every single task, every single little win to put the brick down, and the next day the other brick to create a wall, and then the house. So one of the most important things, yes, that I've learned was commitment and discipline, because what I've learned in my entrepreneurial path is that many times you need to be in your own corner to cheer yourself up. And I mean, you know that more than me because you've been there many years. Um, is to
And I
cheer
keep
up
hearing
yourself.
that a lot. I hear that so many times since I've started doing these podcast episodes. I mean, like I shared with you before this, I've been
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
them very, very quickly, like 3 and 4 a week. I would say probably at least 60 to 70% of the people that I've interviewed so far, they've all shared something similar
Yeah.
where they had to pull themselves up. They had to like come back to who they are, to who, like, they've all had different words for it. You know, I call it superpowers.
Yeah.
One person I was talking to yesterday called it your inner golden Buddha. She shared a really cool story. So hopefully people will have seen that episode before this one. They'll know what I'm talking about. She shared a really awesome story about that.
Great. Yeah.
Basically, like, it was a story about like this golden Buddha statue that had gotten covered in concrete or something to protect it from thieves.
Wow.
And they didn't know, like, you know, that village or whatever, this was ancient times, that village had gotten wiped out. Nobody knew that the golden Buddha was inside the concrete anymore. And then they found, you know, something happened and they discovered that had been covered. She said, that's basically life. You start off with your little golden Buddha, and then, life happens. You just get covered in shit. Life happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, somewhere along the way, you have to start peeling it back off and finding yourself again. So I've heard so many different versions of it, but everybody shared similar stories that it's like they really started getting happy and growing and scaling their businesses once they figured out, who they were and went back to that truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so powerful. It's amazing to me. Like how many times I'm hearing that. It's transformational. It's awesome.
Yeah. It's a path that not many people choose to leave their trails. It's a foggy path that to go to that path needs your 120% to create this momentum, to create basically your thing, not just a business, not just being an entrepreneur. You need to be a dentist, you need to be a business coach, you need to be a tennis coach, anything. If it's your thing, you will guarantee do it in your unique way. So you might as well get no help or cheering up from others. So as I said before, I had to cheer up myself, and I still do, and I will always do that to cheer up myself and be in my corner. But I also got a little bit lucky, if you want to put it like that, because many times that I am in my lows, like you said before, my wife is there for me, and I'm more than glad to have such a wonderful person in my life, because many times that I am in my lows, she cheering him up so much. She ignites me again so much that I question my coaching, to be honest. But yeah, it's a wonderful thing to have someone cheer you up and be committed to help you anytime you want. It's just wonderful. Yeah, and I'm like about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think you have to find those kind of people in your life. So I kind of feel like you need layers. You need people that can support you emotionally when you're having your low lows and your high highs, and they can be right there with you, celebrating or bringing you back up. And you have to have those kind of emotional support people in your life. Like my husband does that for me. But I think you also kind of sometimes need like your business support people in your life. Yeah. You need that person who understands what you're doing. Like, because your spouse doesn't always. My husband's in business, so he gets some of it, but he doesn't get all of it. He runs a tree business and a landscaping business, so not quite the same as the stuff I do. But there's things he doesn't get. And I've got business friends that they do get it. So when something really cool happens and it's like, hey, check it out, they get it, and they can celebrate with me, because sometimes you just need that. Or when something tricky happens and you're like, I need to just get this out of my brain, and I need to work it through, and I need someone who can understand what I'm saying enough to, give me input. You kind of have to surround yourself with those people, I've learned over the years.
Exactly. It's basically like a QTP, quality time people.
Yep.
What you just said, it's quality time people. People in your circle that help you, that celebrate with you, that understand your lows, understand your highs. It's freaking amazing.
Yep. It's like I've had moments where I've had business friends where it's like something really amazing happened, and I'm just sitting here and I'm like, I've got to tell somebody. And I have to go tell them. And I have one that, he got on a call with me at 9:00 at night because something really cool had happened, and I was still vibrating about it. And I was like, I've got to share this with somebody.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like that's, part of success, if you're going to stay committed, if you're going to stay disciplined, and you have to be okay to not hit 100%. I think sometimes I make my list, and my goal and my commitment to myself is 80% or better of the tasks on my list. However many tasks I put on my list, I'm not going to try and complete all of them, because life happens, and I never do. And when I tried to make it where I was going to complete everything, I felt like I, disappointed myself a lot. I wasn't happy with myself a lot. But when I said I'm going to do 80% or better, that made it reasonable. Do I hit it every time? No. Do I hit it enough to feel good about it? Yeah. So it's I think you have to find what works for you, right?
Exactly. It's an understanding of your own self. You understand your own self, that your lows, your highs, some days you might not feel like it, but you still do it. You still here, you still show up, and you still do the work. It might be not 100%, not 120, might be 70, might be 50, might be 80, but you still show up and do something. That's very important.
Yep. It's like I even have a little battery at the top of mine where I can fill in my energy level starting the day. So I can be real with myself. And if when I go back at the end of the week and I'll look at how my week went, I'm looking at my little sheets. And it's like, okay, how did this week go? And it's like, oh, well, I only did like 40% of my tasks that day. And I was like, but I put like 20% for my energy bar. So 40% when I was running on 20% energy, that's acceptable. Like I just have to be real with myself sometimes, I think. And that was helpful.
Exactly.
But yeah, I love that so many people, like your story is kind of echoing what everybody keeps telling me, that it's like, you did the 9-to-5 thing, you weren't happy. You had life kick you down a couple of times, but you circle back around to, I'm going to do what makes me happy. And I love that. And I feel like that's where the real success is. I mean, that's my favorite people to interview for these podcasts. I've been dubbing them hidden experts because these are people that they have this inner light, they have this inner expertise, they have this inner skill, superpower, unconscious capability, whatever you want to call it, and they're finding it. That's like, it's just so much fun to watch people find it, because I went through that journey. I had to find it. I kept doing what everybody told me I needed to do instead of what I wanted to do, and I'm doing what I want to do now, and I'm really freaking happy doing it, and it's a lot of fun.
True. There is a saying that I was sharing with my people, I think a month ago, about bees and flies. That there's a region that flies go to shed and bees go for honey, and you cannot let a fly tell you what to do. You cannot let a fly tell you where to go, because fly, all it knows is shit. Excuse my language. And the bee needs to find honey. Might take a lot more time to find it, but you will. If you're committed, you will. That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's my 3 things I tell people all the time. It's like, if you want to succeed, you got to know your superpower. You got to know who you want to be around, who you can help. Like, if you worked with them all day, every day, would you be in your happy place? You got to know who those people are. And then you can invent the thing that they need. And don't be afraid to invent. Use your superpower to create something that didn't exist, or to do something that does exist in a different way. I feel like, too, like a lot of people go into business coaching and they buy these programs, right? They buy these things where it's like, I'm just going to go implement this thing and I'm going to go help people. And it's not them. It's not their thing. It's not their superpower. And there's, it could be just a version of that, small changes. And now you've done something way better for the people that you're meant to serve. So I don't know. I think it's so much fun. I love it.
Yeah. It's a very good thing. And one of the things that I fell in love doing all that kind of stuff, and actually introducing myself to this industry, was personal development, and the way that you can help yourself build a relationship, again, as we said before, with your to-do list and all that kind of stuff. It's like you're getting a crystal clear vision of what you need in life, and not only what you need and what you want, but how to go there. It's very important because it clears your path, because now you know. Now you not need some other people's opinion, because even if someone has the best interest for you, it's not the 100% benefit for your own future as an opinion, because it's your choice, it's your life, no one else. You are the architect of your own life, and every decision have consequences and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I love that. I know we're kind of hitting on our time here. Do you have any tips or advice that you want to share with our audience as we're wrapping up?
3 quick things. I will be pretty quick. I've actually written them down because I didn't want to forget them. One of the things that I wanted to say, one of the 3 things, was basically hear your gut. Hear your gut is the thing that I said a minute before. Find yourself, hear your inner self. Imagine like you have a radio, and there is 2 volume mixers, one of the people in the world and one for you. And what all of us need to do is mute the world and volume up our souls, volume up our gap, and hear what we have to say for our future, for our current destination and our current position. And number two is commitment and discipline. And I've actually written down things about theory, just a theory. I mean, everything that we just said right now in these past 20 minutes is just a theory. And for someone not taking action, theory, it will always remain a theory. So for all of you guys that you're hearing right now, I highly encourage you to act now and find the way, your way to your dreams, because this is the most important thing. And this is what success means, to live your life on your own terms and not what a flight told you to do or where to go. And as a last quick thing, if we have like 1 minute or two, it's something that speaks to my heart, because one of the things that I'm teaching in my offer is in Success Secrets is that what you need to have is a mentality of the lion. And what I mean by that is the lion is the king of the jungle, but he's the king of the jungle for a reason. That reason is not that he's the biggest, because the biggest is the elephant. And the lion cannot be the king of the jungle if it was for the speed, because that's a cheetah, right? The lion could not be king of the jungle because it's not the smartest, right? But the difference, you might be heard that before, the difference between a lion and an elephant is that when the elephant sees the lion, he thinks run. But when the lion sees the elephant, things lunge. And that's the mentality of the lion. This is what makes the lion the king of the jungle, sits at the top of the jungle. And what I highly encourage every single one of you that are hearing right now on this podcast is that wake the lion within you. Wake the beast and go to beast mode and be committed and disciplined to your thing and your dream, and mute every single person that you know. Because even if they have the best interest, even if they have the worst interest, it's still not the 100%, the 1000% benefit for your own future. So speak with yourself, create a relationship of trust. And yeah, that's it.
No, I love all of that. Now, I know we've kind of hinted a little bit on your thing with Success Secrets. Let's, share it with our audience real quick. Who do you like to work with? What is it you do for them? And like, where can they find you?
Yeah, basically Success Secrets is stands for visionary entrepreneurs that actually want to create something new, build something on their own. And not only in the business world, but create the personal development within them, create a relationship and awaken a beast to create something new, to build something on their own terms, to actually take their life, take ownership, and be the architect of their own. So yeah, what I mean by that is I'm willing to work with people that are willing to do the work. Because as I said before, theory will always remain a theory if you do not act. Yeah. So
I hear that advice from a lot of the gurus. They all word it a little bit different, but they all put it, out there. Like Ryan Dye says, done is better than perfect. Like you have to get out there and just do something. So I think that's something that's really common. Like I was talking with Cossum the other day, and he was even talking about how like he thinks some of the most successful people have been successful because they're not afraid to look like a fool. They're willing to just get out there, to take the action, to roll with the punches, and just
exactly.
do.
Yeah. Take that leap of faith. And as the last thing, what I want to mention is that what I'm doing in just a little tip, just a little, not tip, a little trick that I'm doing is that as we join the sessions and I'm teaching things and teaching principles and foundations, not for your business, not for your thing only, but for your personal development and all that kind of stuff. Um, I'm actually willing to help them act, and I've created inside the opera a very very special thing that I'm obsessed with it because it makes you do the work, and it's a one pager. It's a digital workbook. So when you finish the session, you go there and you answer the questions. Reverse. Oh, this is what the thing with Tony used to say. Okay, let's ask myself right now, what's the answer for me right now? And I'm bringing them down to this valley to actually act without even knowing it, and getting obsessed with acting and learn more and more and more.
Love that. Now, how do they find you if they want to learn more or sign up? Where would they go?
You can find me on the Facebook for Success Secrets with double S in the beginning of success and double S on the end. You can find me on successsecrets.com if you want. And yeah, that's it.
And I will make sure those links are wherever you're listening to this on the interwebs. Those links will be near it. So I'll make sure I have those up there. Tony, great. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing all of your advice with our audience today. This has been really great.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak with your people, with the people that you're connected to, and spread the word out. And thank you for having me. And, that chit chat talk. And it was amazing. I've learned a lot of stuff today from you, and yeah, happy to connect.
Well, I know everybody's learning a lot from all of these. So entrepreneurs, guys, that are listening, this is your call to take action, right? Join our community at etatoday.zone and learn from people like Tony and all the other great people that we're bringing in, and learn how to build a business that enables your lifestyle instead of taking over your life. Until next time, guys. Bye.